Everything you need to know about insulin resistance. Let's travel back in time to a world where sugar was a rare commodity and our ancestors roamed the earth. It was a world where insulin resistance did not exist. Fast forward to the present day and we find ourselves living in a world where sugar is everywhere. We can barely escape it. And unfortunately, our bodies haven't evolved fast enough to keep up with our sugar-rich diet. The result? Insulin resistance is a condition that affects women more than men, with around 50 million women in the United States alone being affected. But did you know that insulin resistance has been around for centuries? The ancient Egyptians and Greeks were known to have observed and documented the symptoms of insulin resistance. In fact, the term diabetes, meaning siphon in Greek, was first coined by Arates of Cappadocia over 2,000 years ago to describe the frequent urination and thirst that are hallmark symptoms of this condition. So, join me on this exciting and educational adventure as we discover the causes, symptoms, and management strategies for insulin resistance. Understanding insulin resistance. What is insulin resistance, you ask? Insulin resistance is a common yet misunderstood condition that affects 1 in 10 people in America. It is a state in which the body cells do not respond to insulin as they should, leading to high blood sugar levels and a range of health problems. But what exactly is insulin resistance, and how does it develop? First, let's explore what insulin is and how it works. Insulin is a hormone that the pancreas produces and releases into the bloodstream. Its primary function is to help regulate the amount of glucose or sugar in the blood. When we eat carbohydrates, they are broken down into glucose, which then enters the bloodstream. Insulin helps transport this glucose from the bloodstream into the body cells, where it can be used for energy or stored for later use. In someone with insulin resistance, the body cells do not respond to insulin as they should. This means that glucose remains in the bloodstream, leading to high blood sugar levels. Over time, the pancreas may have to produce more and more insulin to try to compensate for this resistance. This can eventually lead to type 2 diabetes. Insulin resistance can also lead to a range of other health problems, including cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, and obesity. Insulin resistance develops over time, often as a result of chronic inflammation in the body. Inflammation can lead to changes in the body cells that make them less responsive to insulin. Overeating, particularly foods high in sugar and refined carbohydrates, can also contribute to the development of insulin resistance. So, what is the difference between insulin resistance and insulin sensitivity? This question may seem like a mouthful, but it's actually quite simple once you understand the basics. Insulin sensitivity is the opposite of insulin resistance. It refers to how responsive the body's cells are to insulin. Those with high insulin sensitivity require less insulin to transport glucose from the bloodstream into their cells. Insulin sensitivity is generally considered to be a good thing, as it helps regulate blood sugar levels and may protect us against the development of type 2 diabetes. Causes of insulin resistance. The causes of insulin resistance can be complex and multifaceted. One of the primary causes of insulin resistance is genetics. Some people may be more predisposed to developing insulin resistance due to their family history. While we can't change our genetics, we can be aware of our risks and take steps to prevent the development of insulin resistance. Lifestyle factors such as a sedentary lifestyle and poor diet can also contribute to the development of insulin resistance. Overeating, particularly foods high in sugar and refined carbohydrates, can cause chronic inflammation and changes to the body cells that make them less responsive to insulin. Hormonal imbalances also play a role in insulin resistance, particularly in women. Conditions such as polycystic ovary syndrome, PCOS, and menopause can cause hormonal imbalances that make the body less responsive to insulin. Then again, what symptoms should you look out for? Insulin resistance can be a silent condition with no visible symptoms until it has progressed significantly. However, there are some common signs and symptoms that you should be aware of. Fatigue is a common symptom of insulin resistance, with many people experiencing a lack of energy and motivation throughout the day. Brain fog, difficulty concentrating, and forgetfulness are also common symptoms that can be caused by insulin resistance. Cravings for sugary foods and carbohydrates are another sign of insulin resistance, as the body struggles to regulate blood sugar levels. This leads to weight gain, especially around the midsection, which is a classic symptom of insulin resistance. High blood pressure and cholesterol are also common in people with insulin resistance. Preventing and managing. Diet is often regarded as the cornerstone of insulin resistance management. Eating a healthy, balanced diet can help improve insulin sensitivity, manage blood sugar levels, and reduce inflammation in the body. A healthy diet for insulin resistance should be centered around whole, unprocessed foods, including high-fiber vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats. Foods that are high in fiber, such as leafy greens, broccoli, and cauliflower, will help slow down the absorption of sugar in the body, preventing sudden spikes in blood sugar. Lean proteins, such as chicken, fish, and beans, can help keep you feeling full and satisfied, while healthy fats, such as avocados, nuts, and olive oil, aid in reducing inflammation and support healthy hormone function. On the other hand, there are certain foods that should be avoided with insulin resistance. Refined and processed foods such as white bread, pasta, and baked goods often cause sudden spikes in blood sugar levels. Sugary drinks and snacks, such as soda and candy, should also be avoided. High-carb foods and foods high in saturated and trans fats, such as fast food and fried foods, worsen insulin resistance. Treatment. There are several treatment options available, and with the right combination of lifestyle changes and medical interventions, it's possible to manage insulin resistance and improve overall health. One of the most effective ways to improve insulin sensitivity is through regular exercise. It doesn't have to be anything extreme. Even 30 minutes of moderate exercise per day can make a significant difference. The best way to do this is before breakfast. Additionally, getting enough sleep and reducing stress can also help improve insulin sensitivity. Some people have found success with time-restricted eating and the keto diet. Time-restricted eating involves limiting the time period in which you eat each day, typically within an 8 or 12-hour window. The idea behind this approach is that it gives your body a break from constantly digesting food and allows it to focus on other important processes, like repairing and regenerating cells. Plus, when you're eating within a shorter time frame, you're less likely to overeat or snack on unhealthy foods. The keto diet, on the other hand, is a high-fat, low-carbohydrate diet that puts your body into a state of ketosis. During ketosis, your body burns fat for fuel instead of glucose, which can lead to weight loss and improved insulin sensitivity. While these two approaches may seem like opposites, they can actually work well together. Finally, it's important to note that insulin resistance itself is not a disease. Rather, it's a metabolic condition that can lead to the development of other health problems, such as cardiovascular disease. Because of this, there is no one medication that can specifically treat insulin resistance. However, there are medications that can help manage the conditions that may result from insulin resistance, such as diabetes and high blood pressure. It's important to focus on treating the underlying conditions that may be contributing to insulin resistance. This includes managing your weight through a healthy diet and exercise, managing any hormonal imbalances or other health conditions, and making lifestyle changes to promote better insulin sensitivity. To finish up, there is no one-size-fits-all approach to treating insulin resistance, and the most effective treatment plan will vary from person to person. Conclusion: that's a wrap. Now that we have learned about insulin resistance, it's time to take action and make some changes. I challenge you to pick just one thing you've learned today and commit to making a positive change in your life. It can be as simple as swapping out a sugary drink for a glass of water or taking a quick walk before breakfast. Remember, your health is your wealth, and investing in it now will pay dividends in the long run. So let's make a pact to prioritize our health and well-being starting today. And if you want to keep learning about all things health and wellness, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a beat. Thanks for watching. I'll see you at the next one.